Peace, love, wellness, and success, fam. It's your boy Monte. You know what it is. You know what I do. You know how I gets down. How about mess that up? Now, excuse me. Let's get right into what it is we want to talk about today. We're dealing with the ideal of expectations and why expectations have such a detrimental effect on many individuals mentally and emotionally. I know there are expectations that we should have of others. But let me break down the reasoning why most of our expectations are unreasonable and why most of the expectations can fall directly back in our laps, meaning that we have the power and the control over that expectation. That it's not the responsibility of the other individual to live up to that particular expectation. Now, in doing so, guys, this allows us to have a more clear and more well-rounded understanding of ourselves, our responsibility to self, and the unreasonable projection of our responsibilities onto others. This will go a long way, again, to help us in our mental and emotional state of being. Again, guys, we are in a state of emergency when it comes to the mental and emotional health of many Americans, meaning that this is a real epidemic, whether it is recognized or not. The fact of the matter is, it exists and it is something that is prevalent amongst many individuals, those who are struggling financially and those who are not struggling financially, those who are in great physical health and those who are not in great physical health. The mental and emotional state of our being is the most important state of our being, as long as we have our physical being intact, even if that physical being is compromised. A compromised mental and emotional state will destroy a physical well-being, but a compromised physical well-being won't necessarily destroy a strong mental and emotional state of being. Now, it will have an impact, but the mind is the predominant power of the body. We control the mind, we control our emotions, and we get the most out of this life, regardless of our physical condition. Now, this is not to say that physical conditioning is not important. All of it is important. Now, let's get down to this expectation, guys. The expectation is this. Anybody expecting of others unreasonable things will always end up being disappointed. Here are two things that I expect out of individuals. Two. Only really two things. The other things are negotiable because I can get around those things. That you don't do anything to me financially that would be detrimental to my financial health. That you don't do anything to me physically that would be detrimental to my physical health. These are the only two in stone, concrete expectations I have of others. Now, you may be saying, well, look, man, people should have other expectations. This is true. There's no problem with having a mental and emotional expectation of somebody else that they do not do anything mentally or emotionally to you that would be damaging. But at the end of the day, you are in control of the mental and emotional state of being that you have. No one can dictate to you your mental and emotional state of being by what it is that they're saying or speaking or projecting. Understand what I'm saying? If they're not physically restraining you, physically abusing you, the mental and the emotional part of whatever it is that they're doing that you don't like, you have the power to cut them completely off. You have the power to accept what it is that they're doing or deny what it is that they're doing based on how it's making you feel. You have the power, you have the control. So stop giving your power to others when it comes to the mental and emotional state of your being. Yes, individuals should not try to manipulate other individuals and use them mentally or emotionally. At the end of the day, though, most of us are cognizant enough, aware enough, and can see when things are being pulled over on us eventually. You understand what I'm saying? So now, after you have recognized what it is that they're doing, then it's your responsibility to either continue to allow this to happen to you or to move beyond this. This means the ball is always in your court when it comes to mental and emotional well-being and expectations of others. You understand what I'm saying? They cannot do anything to you mentally and emotionally that you don't allow them to do to you once you recognize they're doing it to you. So again, when you recognize what is going on, and many of us and most of us don't want to see what is going on when we feel like we're in love with someone that is doing this to us, but that becomes your issue. It's no longer their issue. They're being who they're going to be. You have to be what it is that you want to be. And if you want to be that victim, then you continue to let it be done. If you want to rise above victimhood, then you move beyond the mental and emotional stumbling blocks that you have within yourself, and you allow those things that are no good for you mentally and emotionally to be done with. Peace, love, wellness, success. Peace.